Hey, my name is Katarina Berry. I want to personally welcome you to this video and invite you on a journey of exploring the 9 different meanings of the full moon in Aries that is taking place on October 1st, 2020. Starting with number 9, allowing yourself to focus on you first. This full moon in Aries has a lot of similar characteristics of the sign of Aries, is ruled by the planet Mars. Now, as you may have heard, Mars is currently in retrograde. What does all of this mean? It means that there is more of a need to focus on yourself and give yourself permission to put your own needs first. Now, you might say, Katarina, that sounds a little bit selfish. But the truth is, if you focus on self-care first, if you focus on your own needs first, then you are much more able to serve others in a completely selfless way. Why would that be? Well, because your needs are provided for, because you have nothing to worry about, because all of your desires, all of the things that you needed to take care of have been taken care of. So now you can focus on others completely selflessly, not worrying about what you might get in return or how they will receive your focused attention and nurturing. Instead, you're being there for them fully and completely. And that is in large part due to the fact that you took care of yourself first and that you met your own needs first. So with that knowledge, with that understanding, this full moon is a perfect opportunity for you to put yourself first, guilt-free, and to know that that will make you a much more selfless giver and a much more present human being when it comes to relationships with others, because you won't be so self-concerned, you won't be so worried, you won't be so needy, you won't have all these unmet things that you're constantly worrying about, and instead you will be just 100% present. And I think that's a win-win for yourself and others. So on this full moon, give yourself permission to focus on you first, to put yourself first. Number 8 is setting boundaries. This full moon in Aries is a perfect time to really inspect whether you have good boundaries with others, with yourself, with distractions, with procrastination, and with other things. This is a good time to look at where are your boundaries being violated or where you have no boundaries. This is especially useful for empaths and sensitives and anyone who really cares so much about the world, about other people, about their friends and family. You need to see how your time is being spent throughout the day, and if anyone is being disrespectful towards your time, your schedule, and your priorities. Now, if you have anyone calling you at different times of day, dumping their emotional problems on you or telling you their whole entire story of drama, betrayal, and more drama, and you find yourself drained, you find that you don't have the energy that you need in order to show up for your own tasks, your own projects, and to take care of the things that are important to you, you need to maybe reevaluate how strong and how firm your boundaries are, or maybe the fact that there are no boundaries. Be mindful with who and what is allowed to invade your space. Now, imagine seeing a very upsetting piece of news or a commercial that makes you want to cry, or receiving a call from someone who is really angry at their local DMV, but they happen to unload that anger on you through complaints, through long conversation and lots of angry words. How will that make you feel? If you were excited, if you were motivated, if you were focused before, can you retain these states after something like that? Most likely the answer is no. So be mindful. If something is disturbing your peace, if something is making you very upset, if something is making you depressed, if something is making you angry, is it really you? Or is it something that you are allowing to invade your space and to derail your intention? This is a good question to ask yourself, and this is a good question to discuss with the members of your family. Everyone has the right to their own space and their own focus and their own energy. If you have any boundary violations going on in your household or with the people that are close to you or even in the workspace, it's really time to reinforce those boundaries and to make sure that they are being respected, that they are being honored, so that you can honor yourself in your space, so that you can be sovereign in making decisions of where your attention goes, where your focus is, and how that affects your life. Number 7 is being clear about your yeses and your nos. If you're noticing that you've been saying yes to things that don't really make you excited or that you even despise, and if you've noticed yourself saying no to things that you might actually be interested in or that you are really excited about, that you really want, why is that? In order to be in alignment with the most authentic version of yourself, the highest vibrational version of yourself, your words must be in alignment with your intention. If something is a no and instead you say yes, you violate your own boundaries. You speak against your own self. If something is a yes or maybe a maybe, and you're immediately saying no, you might be acting out of fear. And again, that is not in integrity or in alignment with your highest self, with the most authentic version of yourself. So this full moon is a challenge to you to look at what you're saying yes to and what you're saying no to, how that is making you feel, and what is it telling the world about you. If you're too quick to say yes, maybe you are trying to please people a little too much. And maybe you're setting yourself up for failure because saying yes to something you really don't want to do creates this resentment, and you might not show up, you might not actually do it, but you take away from the value and the worth of your word. If you're saying no too quickly to the things that might be good for you, might be something you want to try, might be something that you actually really desire, then you are keeping yourself too small, you're keeping yourself stuck, you're keeping yourself stagnant, and you're not allowing yourself to grow, you're not allowing yourself to change. And that long term is a very dangerous habit. So this full moon is challenging you to look at the roots and the causes of your yeses and your nos, and to make sure they are in integrity and in alignment with your most authentic self. And if they're not, well, align them and make sure that what you say is what you actually mean on all levels. And if you have discomfort saying yes to new things or saying no to things you don't want to do, then it's time to work on them. And it will take practice, but the only way to get better at it is to do it. So do it. Number 6 is about diplomacy and finding common ground. Full moon in Aries gives us an opportunity to mitigate conflict, to, instead of jumping into accusations or instead of accusing the other person, instead of finding faults with the other person, to look at our own demands, look at our own behaviors, and to try to find compassion towards the person that you're dealing with, whether it's someone you know very well and are very close with, or someone who is a mere stranger. Now, can you claim that you know perfectly where it is they're coming from and every motivation for their decision or for their statement? Can you claim that you know exactly what is going through their head what is on their mind and what is in their heart. And if the answer is no, which most likely it is, then try to understand a little better. Try to allow them space, or rather hold space for them to really show you, to explain to you, to convey to you their point of view. And try your best to have compassion. And what compassion is this attempt to put yourself in the other person's shoes, this genuine, honest, full-hearted attempt to feel what they feel, to see the world from their point of view, and to have the decency to acknowledge that even if it's not something you agree with, it is something that is valid, because it is something that is their perspective, and it is valid because it exists. This is a perfect season to push yourself a little bit harder, to find common ground instead of finding what separates you, finding what sets you apart, finding more reasons for conflict. Instead, try to focus on the common ground. Try to focus on similarities. Try to focus on agreements. Try to focus on understanding. And do your best. Now, of course, you can't control the other person's actions. You can't control what they say or do, but you can control yourself, and you must. So in order to avoid more confrontation, more conflict, more separation, more splitting, more looking different and going and looking different ways, you are called to do your best to focus on compassion, common ground, understanding, and finding a solution that, if not satisfies everyone, at least respects and honors everyone, their differences, their unique perspectives, and their unique needs. This is not easy to do, but it is extremely rewarding, and it is great in order to strengthen relationships and to move forward together in peace. And peace is very important too, in life, in relationships, in all aspects of your experience. So if you can do something to bring about more peace, you're not just doing something for yourself, you're doing something for the world, something very important. So it's definitely worth trying. It is not easy, but it's worth it. Number 5 is understanding others. This full moon in Aries is calling you to focus more on making every attempt at seeing others' perspective, not in a way that it is threatening or compromising or opposing or undermining yours. Even if someone else's opinion is different, even if their point of view is completely opposite to your own, don't take it personally. It's not about you, it's about them. Instead of taking people's opinions and perspectives and points of view as a direct attack at you or something pointed at you, try to see this person's point of view through more empathy and try to really get into their shoes as much as you can. Try to see what might be motivating them that you may not be aware of. Try to ask more questions and see where they're coming from. Don't jump to conclusions. Don't make fast decisions. Don't make judgments. And if you can't help but to judge another person. If there's just one area, you're like, yes, everything else I can do, but this area, no, I care way too much. I can't see the other person's point of view in this. It's impossible for me. Then it's judgment. And then you really are called to look at what is it within yourself that you cannot accept or cannot allow or cannot embrace or cannot love that is triggering you through this person. Because just like the other person's points of view and opinions and statements, even if they're directed at you, they're not really about you. Same here, same for you. If you're judging someone, it's not really about them. It's about you. If you can't stand another person's behavior or opinion or action, then there's something in yourself that either needs more attention, needs healing, needs protection, needs love, and needs to be embraced. So inspect your relationships and see where you're failing to understand others, and ask yourself why. Is it because of judgment? Is it because you simply think that it's about you, this person is doing something and it's about you, it's because of you, it's something that is directly right at you? And see how that might not be the case. See if you can release that and set yourself free from it. Number 4 is allow yourself to want more. Full moon in Aries is challenging you to see where you are selling yourself short. Where are you giving away your power? Where are you settling? Where are you complacent? Where are you accepting something that is less than ideal? This full moon in Aries is an invitation to give yourself permission to want more, to demand more, and to manifest more. If you're settling, stop settling. If you've accepted something that is subpar, then reject it. If you are attached to a relationship that doesn't serve you, then release it. If you are keeping yourself stuck in a place that is making you miserable, then leave that place. If you are allowing negative beliefs to dominate and dictate your life, then it's time to divorce those beliefs and build new ones. This full moon in Aries is encouraging you to step into your power and to finally accept that you are unconditionally worthy, that whatever it is that you wish for, whatever it is that you want, whatever it is that you need, whatever it is that you envision for yourself and your life is not only possible, it is desired, not just by you, but by the entire universe. The way you were created, the ideas you have, the inspiration you have, the imagination you have, the passions you have, the interests you have, the skills you have, the abilities you have, the talents you have. Do you think any of that is accidental? If so, then I'm here to tell you it's not. Every single part of you has a place to be, and every single aspect of you is valid and real. So if there's something that you want that is just not in your experience right now, you gotta give yourself permission to believe that it is possible for you to have or achieve, that it is really there, that it will manifest if you allow yourself to walk towards it, to believe it, to embody it, to align with it. This is the time to embody worth, to accept the worth that you have, no matter what you do, no matter the actions you take, no matter the achievements and accomplishments that are behind you. You are worthy because you are. You are worthy because you exist. And if there's something that you want, something that you need, something that you're dreaming about, then you're worthy of having it. And you're worthy of dreaming of it. And you're worthy of making it reality. Don't settle. Don't remain stuck. Don't be complacent. Don't accept anything that is less than. Keep your aims high and focus on what you desire. Focus so intensely, so unwaveringly, with such faith that there is no possibility that it won't come to you. Bet on yourself 100%. You deserve it, my friend. Number 3 is clarity about your needs. Are your needs being met? Are you even acknowledging your needs? Or are you just ignoring them for the sake of productivity, or meeting the quotas, or doing the list of things that you make for yourself? What are some of the needs that you have been neglecting? Whether it's sleep, self-care, love, social activity, being with other people, doing the things you love doing, creative expression, whatever it is, right food, nutrition, exercise, whatever it is. It's time to bring it back into focus, to realign with it, and to really do it. Show up for yourself. Show up for yourself at least as much as you show up for others or for your responsibilities. Show up for yourself and meet your own needs. Your needs are very important. And if you neglect your needs, if you ignore your needs, if you avoid meeting your needs, then you might not be experiencing the results that you really desire. You might not be inspired. You might not be as driven. You might not be encouraged. You might not be in alignment with the life that you're trying to create for yourself. So the more you focus on meeting your needs, the more things will fall into place. You need to trust yourself, and you need to be able to know that no matter what, you will always take care of yourself and your needs, and that you can trust yourself, that you love yourself, that you are in alignment with who you are, and that you're able to support yourself. You need to have that great, nurturing, caring, kind, loving relationship with yourself, and it will improve all areas of your life tremendously. So this full moon in Aries is challenging you to see where your needs are not being met or being ignored, and to fix it. Fix it now. It's very important. You are very important. And your relationship with yourself affects your relationship with everything else in your life. So start with that relationship and really make sure that all of your needs are being met, that they are respected, that they're cherished, that they are paid attention, that you're paying attention to them, and that you are responding to them. And see how every other area of your life will blossom from that place of nurturance, self-love, self-compassion, and self-support. Number 2 is making decisions. This full moon in Aries is your time to get very clear on what you're gonna do next. Now, you might already know what your goals are and what your needs are, what your desires are, and where you wanna go. But now is the time to decide, what are you willing to do? What changes are you willing to make? What risks are you willing to take? How far you will go to compromise? And what are some of the values that cannot be compromised? Some of the issues of integrity that are completely crucial for you to stick to. What are some of the things that must be honored? What are some of the things that are non-negotiables? What are some of the things that you will not accept unless they are the certain way that you need them to be? It's decision time. There is clarity, there is awareness, there is a path, there are opportunities, there are obstacles. But ultimately, it is up to you how the story will go, how the story will continue, and what the results of it will be. It is up to you what actions you're willing to take and what actions you're not willing to take. And it's not about sacrifice, or it's not about driving yourself too hard. It's about getting clear, and clarity is essential. Clarity will help you navigate the stormy waters, will help you navigate the situations which you might not be foreseeing right now. But that clarity, that vision needs to be solid. It needs to be confirmed within yourself. You need to really make sure that your plan and your vision are not only clear, but they are in full alignment with your authentic self and your integrity. So get clear on where you're headed, what you want, and how you're going to go about getting it. And then commit to that decision. Commit to your choices. Commit to your objectives, and commit to your own values. Finally, number 1 is the relationship with yourself. This full moon in Aries is challenging you to focus on your relationship with your true self. That true self is within you. Although sometimes it's harder to get to, harder to see, harder to feel the presence of. Yourself is your essence, your core. Are you taking the steps to understand your higher self? Are you taking the steps to use your intuitive guidance, to incorporate your intuition into your decision-making process, to honor the creative, the spontaneous, the artistic urges that might arise within yourself? Are you honoring what it is that your soul longs for, your heart longs for? Are you giving yourself permission to express the fullness of who you are? Are you giving yourself permission to really shine? Are you giving yourself permission to share yourself with the world in your full radiance? And if not, it is the time to focus on your relationship with your true self. That might be through journaling, that might be through meditation, that might be through recreational activities, or in simple moments of quietude where you just take account of your feelings, your thoughts, your emotions. Feel your feelings and write your thoughts out. Put them on paper to get a perspective on what's going on with you. Check in with yourself. Are you living the life that is truly yours? Are you doing the things that you truly want to do? Are you being the person that you truly are? And if not, what can you do to be more of yourself? What can you do to share yourself more authentically with the people in your life and the rest of the world? This is it. Thank you so very much for watching. I have another video that I made about full moon rituals that you can check out here that might help you interact with this full moon a little more fully and personally. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. If you have any questions or would like to share something about this full moon, then drop a comment and I will be so excited to chat with you. I respond to all of my comments and I'm always looking to make new friends. Thank you so very much for watching and tuning in. I hope to see you in my next video, and until then, take care. Bye.